Welcome back to Toffee Games Learning Hub, episode number 6, the best ways to save money as a reseller. Firstly, looking at packaging. So if you're like me, a video game reseller, then envelopes are going to be so important to your business. And I strongly recommend buying in bulk. So we are actually going to look up some envelopes on eBay and see how much they're going for. The perfect size for envelopes is C5A5. They fit every single video game. I've used these envelopes for 2.5 years and they are absolutely perfect. They fit every single game and they are very effective during transport. Now, sometimes I do add bubble wraps to the game, but these shouldn't be a problem for anyone if you want a bigger or smaller size. What I strongly recommend is that you buy in bulk. This will save you a lot more money in the long term and it will make reselling a lot more fluid and simple. You can go for padded envelopes with bubble wrap, but these are going to cost you a bit more, but they might save you money in the long run as it will avoid damage more than these envelopes. Secondly, we're going to take a look at cardboard boxes. Now guys, I do not recommend buying cardboard boxes in bulk. Why? Because they're so easily obtainable through places like corner shops and huge supermarkets who just chuck them out for free. Now, if you build up enough of a relationship with these corner shops, with these big supermarket chains, then they should supply you with a bunch of boxes for free, which is great. And it's always a good idea to ask, do you have any boxes I can take if you are checking them out? It doesn't hurt to ask, and it will also build your confidence as a reseller. Now, I would never pay these prices on eBay. They are so over the top that it's actually going to eat into your profits. The envelopes is a lot different because you get a lot more for your money. But in terms of cardboard boxes, you do not get a lot for your money. You can also do the same with bubble wrap. I tend not to buy bubble wrap purely because I get so many parcels from Vinted that the packaging provided from Vinted I can reuse for my own parcels. I'm going to put some photos up on the screen now showing you guys of some parcels that I've reused and some boxes I've reused from Vinted sniping. It seriously is the best way. Now guys, if you do not prepare for a large amount of sales, then you are preparing to fail. This brings me on to my next point. Now, when you start getting busy in terms of reselling, you are going to want to do one of two things. Either start getting more stock or cross-listing between platforms to reach a bigger demographic. Now, I do this a lot. So I do it on eBay and I list on Vinted. Now, what's important is that if you have under 300 listings, I do not recommend getting a cross-lister. Yes, it might save you time, but you can do this all yourself and you save a bunch of money by not paying these cross-listing apps. I got two examples of cross-listing apps here. So the first one is CrossList. Now, personally, I find this is the best one, but I do not recommend if you have under 300 listings because it can be done yourself. I know it is hard work going through your listings and delisting them, but with the amount of money you will be saving. The other cross-listing app I'm taking a look at is ZipSale. Now, ZipSale is great. It has a free version. We are allowed to do 30 listings per month to cross-list, which is great, but it is expensive as you have to add a lot of add-ons, which I don't tell you about. I'm not saying you shouldn't be using cross-listing platforms, but what I am saying is that you should be using the most cost-effective way to maximize profit. Lastly, I would like to talk about how I actually used to store my games. Currently, I store my games in a shelving unit, which is getting really busy at the moment due to how much stock I've got in currently. But when I was still living at home in my mum and dad's place, I used to use grey containers. They were super cost effective and they worked really well. You should not be spending money on storage units if you have under 1,000 listings. You can easily store it within your bedroom or in your home somewhere. Using grey containers can be messy, but is very much a cost-effective way to store your games without them getting damaged or sunlight damaging them. These grey containers can be purchased from Home Bargains, B&M, any cheap retailer. Now guys, I hope this video has actually helped you to look at ways you can save money as a reseller. Resellers are notoriously cheap, so following suit will allow you to maximize profit. Hope you guys enjoyed that video and see you in another episode.